Hello, today we're going to share on the fourth Sunday of Lent, the readings of the fourth Sunday of Lent. And the Gospel will be mainly about Jesus healing a man blind from birth. And in the end, the man who was healed came to believe in Jesus as the Son of Man, as the Son of God. Okay, and here Jesus, the process of healing him, Jesus told him to wash his face, his eyes in the pool, and when he returned, he could see. We'll see more of that in the Gospel. And the first reading would be from 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel. The prophet Samuel. The Lord said to Samuel, "Fill your horn with oil and be on your way." So the horn would be a receptacle that could keep oil in it, could keep liquid in it. And so God said to Samuel, "Fill your horn with oil and be on your way." The oil would have a meaning, later on we will see. "I am sending you to Jesse of Bethlehem, for I have chosen my king from among his sons." So here God would begin an era of kings, beginning from the one son of Jesse. As Jesse and his sons came to the sacrifice, Samuel looked at Eliab and thought, "Surely the Lord's anointed is here before him." But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not judge from his appearance or from his lofty stature, because I have rejected him." That means God has not chosen him to be the king. "Not as man sees does God see, because man sees the appearance, but the Lord looks into the heart." Not just appearance, but looks into the heart. In the same way, Jesse presented 7 sons before Samuel. But Samuel said to Jesse, "The Lord has not chosen any one of these." Then Samuel asked Jesse, "Are these all the sons you have?" Jesse replied, "There is still the youngest who is tending the sheep." Samuel said to Jesse, "Send for him. We will not begin the sacrificial banquet until he arrives here." Jesse sent and had the young man brought to them. He was ruddy, a youth, handsome to behold, and making a splendid appearance. The Lord said, "There, anoint him, for this is the one." Then Samuel, with the horn of oil in his hand, anointed David in the presence of his brothers. And from that day on, the Spirit of the Lord rushed upon David. So David would be chosen as the king, and the Holy Spirit would be with him. Now we come to the letter of the Ephesians. "Take no part in the fruitless works of darkness. Rather, expose them, for it is shameful, even to mention the things done by them in secret." So the works of darkness is shameful and are very often done in secret. But everything exposed by the light becomes visible. For everything that becomes visible is light. So here, darkness and light. And light is what we should seek. Therefore it says, "Awake, O sleeper, and arise from the dead, and Christ will give you light." So light is what we should seek, and we can get it from Christ. That is the sharing of the apostle with the community. Then we come to the Gospel of John. As Jesus passed by, he saw a man blind from birth. He spat on the ground and made clay with the saliva, and smeared the clay on his eyes, and said to him, "Go wash in the pool of Siloam," which means sent. So he went and washed and came back able to see. His neighbors and those who had seen him earlier as a beggar said, "Isn't this the one who used to sit and beg?" Some said, "It is," but others say, "No, he just looks like him." But he said, "I am." So he admitted that he was the former blind beggar. They brought the one who was once blind to the Pharisees. Now Jesus had made clay and opened his eyes on the Sabbath. So then the Pharisees also asked him how he was able to see. And he said to them, "He put clay on my eyes, and I washed, and now I can see." So some of the Pharisees said, "This man is not from God, because he does not keep the Sabbath." At that time, the Pharisees were very strict on the Sabbath, that the people could not do much on Sabbath, and that making clay and smearing it on the eyes would also will also belong to breaking the Sabbath, not observing the Sabbath. But opening the eyes of the blind is something good. But they don't see this. They only see the observance of the strict observance of the rule. And this man, so they said, the Pharisees said, "This man," that's Jesus, "is not from God, because he does not keep the Sabbath." But others said, "How can a sinful man do such signs?" And there was a division among them. So they said to the blind man again, "What do you have to say about him, since he opened your eyes?" So the man who got his eyes opened and could see because of Christ, he said, "He is a prophet." But the Pharisees answered and said to him, "You were born totally in sin, and are you trying to teach us?" Then they threw him out. At that time also, some people will think that someone who was born sick or born with not normal would be because of sin, and so they regarded this man as a sinful man, and so they said, some of them said, "You were born totally in sin, and are you trying to teach us?" Then they threw him out. When Jesus heard that they had thrown him out, he found him and said, "Do you believe in the Son of God?" He answered and said, "Who is he, sir, that I may believe in him?" Jesus said to him, "You have seen him, and the one speaking with you is he." So Jesus divulged himself as the Son of Man, that would be the Son of God. And then when the man heard this, he believed in him, he believed in Jesus. And he said, "I do believe, Lord," and he worshipped Jesus. So then the gospel would be mainly about this. Then we come to the encyclical of Pope Francis, Laudate Si. And here we see on section 91 and 92, talking about the heart. A sense of deep communion with the rest of nature cannot be real if our hearts lack tenderness, compassion, and concern for our fellow human beings. Moreover, when our hearts are authentically opened to universal communion, this sense of fraternity excludes nothing and no one. So, a sense of communion, the heart relating with people in tenderness, compassion, and concern. So, for our fellow human beings. And when our hearts are authentically open to universal communion, the sense of fraternity excludes nothing and no one. Remember this, okay? Now we come to talking about the Sabbath. Section 237. Sunday, like the Jewish Sabbath, is meant to be a day which heals our relationships with God, with ourselves, with others, and with the world. So healing relationships with God, okay, then with ourselves, with others, and with the world. So God, ourselves, others, and the world. Remember, we must have these 4 types of relationship. Mainly 3, with ourselves, with humans, and with the world. Okay? So we, from Laudate Si, helps us to see this. Now we come to Pope Leo XIV. He says, "Peace is a constant journey of reconciliation with God, with ourselves, with others, and with creation." So it was similar to what we just said from Laudate Si. Peace is a constant journey of reconciliation, and this reconciliation is reconciliation is with God, ourselves, others, and creation. It is important to remember the role of prayer in bringing about peace. So we remember prayer. When people of different religious traditions come together in prayer, it has the power to change the course of history. So relationships with God, ourselves, others, and creation is one, this type of relationship, and also prayer. Prayer would help to change the course of history. Prayer among different religious traditions would have the power to change the course of history. Remember this, okay? And so we must remember this. In Lent, we must remember these things and also practice these things. Okay? God bless.